Okay, another thing I want to talk about is angel numbers. Okay, guys, so what I do is I will put these like angel numbers up on my videos, and what happens when I'm putting them up, it's like I literally see it while I'm recording. And so like that's the numbers that I like put up, or like while I'm like rewatching the video, the angel numbers will come up, kind of a thing. And so like that's how I get them. And so angel numbers are kind of what started me on this path. So I've talked about how in 2020 I had like this full-blown crash out. Like I got arrested and I changed my entire life because of that. I was doing bad stuff. I was in wounds and trauma, and I was working out of wounded trauma responses, and I was doing stuff that like wasn't good or healthy for me and was very dangerous and all this stuff. And then I got arrested. And so, although unjustly and unfairly, which is a whole nother story, but whatever. Confirmation burps. It was the best thing that, it's the best of times and the worst of times. That's all I can say about my entire life. Like, it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me, but also the best thing to ever happen to me. Actually, I would say this little chunk of my life is the worst thing to ever happen to me. I'd much rather get arrested 10 times over than ever have to be in this like dualistic state of, you know, being a psychic, but also having to live around a bunch of psychopaths. It's horrible. It's so much worse than prison, you know, or getting arrested. But it started me on the spiritual awakening path. So before I got arrested, I didn't see angel numbers at all, ever. Like, I wasn't seeing shit in my reality. Like, I was like a normal person. Then I got arrested. Then immediately after I got arrested, what started happening was every time I would look at the clock, it would be 111, it would be 1111, it would be 1010, it would be 555, it would be something like that. And also, like, lights in my apartment at that time started to flicker and started to like, but like to an extent that was like, what the fuck is going on? So then I looked up angel numbers. And what angel numbers are their messages from your angels. And so for me, I don't look into like this. I used to look into the specific numbers. Like, you know, like 1111 means this, and 333 means this, and 222 means this, and 818 means this, and blah, 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 blah. And so for years, you know, I would look into the meaning of the number itself. Now I don't do that. Now what it just indicates is that you're on the right path, that whatever is being presented in front of you. So like, for example, if you watch one of my videos and an angel number that it comes up and then you see it on the clock, 234, as I say this, it means that you are in alignment with the message that you are receiving. You are supposed to get that message at that time. It's like extra emphasis to you to let you know, hey, you're on the right path. Hey, you're supposed to be listening to this. Hey, there's a message here for you. Hey, pay attention to this, kind of a thing. And so when I would see angel numbers like on the clock and stuff, even now, I will stop and I'm like, what am I thinking about right now? That's significant. It's not necessarily the number itself that is significant. It's whatever is in the moment when you see the number. And it's supposed to make you pause, stop, get in the present moment, and think about what you're thinking about. Now, sometimes when I see angel numbers, I'm ruminating. And it's to bring to my attention that I'm ruminating about something, and I need to stop the rumination. Or I need to also, because the thing about rumination is like you're just always going in like these bad worst case scenarios. And it's like the only antidote to that is to then rewire your brain into, okay, if you're going down doomsday mode, which is what I call it, and you're like thinking of all this negative shit, then you also need to present your brain with the other option. That's all you need to do. Like, you know, because I'll be like, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of this. Like, I'm so anxious about all this money that I'm in debt. Like, I have horrible demons, guys. I'm just anxious about my life. I have been my entire life. This is the way my brain has been wired. I ruminate in dark programming. I ruminate in finality, like nothing is ever going to change for me and everything bad has happened to me. And then I'll also go through like my entire life and how it was so horrible. And like, I'm telling you, it's like not a fun time in my brain sometimes. And so sometimes when I'm in rumination, I'll see an angel number. And then I'm like, okay, stop, pause. You know what? Things are going to go really good for me. And here's all the proof and evidence. And look at all these messages that I got today from tarot readers, and look at all these angel numbers that are trying to bring this to my attention, and think about the psychic downloads that I've gotten. And then I start to go that route. Then my brain starts to go that route. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's either supposed to bring something to your attention or your awareness, or it's supposed to help you get out of negative thinking. and then rewire your brain into positive thinking, rewire your brain into the new stuff that you've been learning, into hope, into you're a star seed, and you're in a challenging time right now, and this is just a challenge, and God's not going to make us stuck forever. And, a lot of people ruminate. I think for me, I have personal rumination because I have deep, deep trauma, but a lot of people are being traumatized by our external reality, and that's where their rumination is. It's like, oh my God, like, because they'll see like, oh, they just took away like, our voting rights, or they just took away like, they're retracting all this shit right now. And that's their whole goal, is to cause this rumination, is to cause this doomsday mode. And so the best thing that you can do to protest is to actually, stop yourself, get in the present moment. And also, it doesn't mean get rid of the rumination or the doomsday mode. It just means you need to have an antidote to it as well. That both have to exist. And like, that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been rewiring, is like the only way you can do it is like by having the other stuff presented to you, by having the old programming presented to you. That's the only way you can rewire into new programming, is if you go through the old programming. That's how our brains work, unfortunately. And so it's like you have to really, really, really get deep and personal on the programming that you have, and then what kind of person do you want to be also. So it is like, that's what angel numbers are, like, to lead you back on your personal journey to self, your personal journey back to God. And I've learned that you do that through rewiring your brain process into hope, trust, compassion, forgiveness, understanding for yourself and for others. That has been the best thing for me. Neurologically, there's proof to that as well, because even if all else, if you didn't believe in any other shit, it produces the good chemicals in your brain to practice this kind of stuff. And to find meaning in your reality. That's the other thing about angel numbers, is it helps you search for meaning in your reality. Because then you're like, well, why is all that? Because like for me, with my spiritual awakening, I was like, why the fuck is all this shit happening? Like, it's so weird that I'm going through such a dark time right now, but then I'm having like these weird synchronistic things like line up to the point where I'm like, this is getting so wacky and weird. Like I couldn't deny that stuff was happening in my reality anymore. And that's like why that's why we call it an awakening. Because there's extra phenomenal stuff that happens, or, synchronicities that line up, or things like that, where you're just like, you literally can't deny it. You can't deny that something supernatural is going on, right? So then you start to like look into it. Like, that was me, because I'm very rational. I'm a very rational, logical person. So it took me a long time. Like, I've always been open to other realities because my reality was so bleak and hopeless. And so that's why I really like, came into this community, because again, it helped me find hope again, because I was so hopeless. I was so, I was like, oh, angel, that's so magical to believe that my angels are speaking to me. And I totally was, 110% to this day. I know exactly, like when electricity goes off, it's always my pop. When I see cardinals or dragonflies or butterflies, it's my nana. Like, there's certain, or if, like, for example, I baked a gooey butter cake, that's my grandma Kohlmeyer, like those types of things. Like, even stuff in that, like when you're making a favorite recipe of a family member, that is also to like lead you back to like. And also, I've had to like heal my relationship to a lot of my grandparents are deceased. I only have 2 living grandparents, and one of them is like a step grandparent, but she's been my grandparent my entire life. So the rest of them, I've had to like reconcile, because they, because like I haven't been here to like ask them questions and like help them like heal with them, or even the ones that are alive, they're still masking and all this stuff, and it's uncomfortable. And so, that's like really helped me on my journey and heal like my family trauma wounds as well. And find forgiveness for them and all this. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, but that's what angel numbers are. It's just to like let you know that you're on the right path. It's not necessarily like that or it's like to bring attention to something in the present moment. It's to get us back into it, because like we are so obviously we're outside the present moment so much because it's uncomfortable to be in the present moment, because the present moment is absolute ass shitness right now. Like, it's the world is going to shit. So it's like, who the fuck wants to be in the present moment right now, right? And so that's why it's like people who are on this path, you guys are fighting every fucking thing you could possibly fight neurologically by doing this stuff, by believing in angel numbers, by being on the spiritual path, by anchoring into hope, because that's all the stuff they don't want us to do, and that's all the stuff that our brains don't want us to do either. So we're working against what society wants us to do, and we're working against what our brains want us to do. So that's why I'm like, everybody here on this path is doing miracles. You are doing miraculous work. I know it goes unnoticed. I know it doesn't feel that way. And I know people come up against us. And that's where it's like this, that's how God's going to make this feel miraculous, because someday we're not going to be crazy. Someday this is all going to make sense to everybody. Someday we're going to be like, oh, we were just ahead. Like this is just miracles for everybody, not just us. And like, that's what I want to say as well. So that's what angel numbers are to me.